What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Stirfry. It's your boy, Chef T.
I'm Will the Spacekid.
And our special guest today is Darius Price-Smith.
Hey.
What's up, my guy?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
You know, I'm glad to finally meet you, man.
Likewise, it's been a while.
Yeah. Even though you came here Monday, and I was so confused.
Don't worry. It's my fault. I had a moment.
I was like, oh no, does he think it's today?
I did. I've been doing so much that I ahead of myself.
Yeah, well, like you said, you barely sleep, you know.
Yeah, sometimes like that. It's hard, you know. Sleep is like necessary for the body, but it's like the regular job, the dad life, and just trying to be an entertainer. It's very
it's time consuming. Yeah,
the
time consuming.
Sacrifices is like that's what you got to do. Is just make that sacrifice. And if it happened to be time as far as sleep, or you might not be able to kick it with your friends that much, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah. So yeah, like you kind of mentioned a little bit. You're an artist. You're a producer. You're an engineer. You're a dad. You're a curator of these events. Man of many different things.
Yeah. That's just how I was raised. I got a lot of people in my life that were always like givers, and in that state, when you give to a lot of people, you get to see a lot of gifted people. You know, like you think about a person in need being flawed or not better or equal or lesser than, I should say. But you get to be around some cool people when you get to intertwine with them, and you got weaknesses yourself. So when you get to be around people where you they need me and you need them, it's a good balance, like a team. Almost like the Justice League, and that's like my family. I would say, to take it back, like my grandmother, very, very giving woman. She'll walk up and down the street and just clean and pick everything up. A little OCD, but it's still very giving and a humbling experience to see somebody do that for their neighbors.
Mm. Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna ask. So this has been a part of you, kind of doing all these different things since you were a young kid.
Correct.
Yeah. So, did you notice that drive early on, where it was skewing you to more creative stuff, like you were maybe writing down some rhymes or
The first time I even experienced audio, minus that I do an audio story. I got a music background, as far as school, playing different percussions and the trumpet and stuff like that. And I grew up in the church playing the organ, piano, stuff like that. My dad and a lot of my cousins are really good at music, playing, play by ear. They're dope musicians, and they play a lot of gospel stuff, so they're really dope in that realm.
Dope, yeah.
So I just learned from them. I did more of the producer thing, and the first time I recorded audio, it was just on a karaoke machine, a two type of setup. I recorded a song, then I recorded it back, dubbed it, and just recorded a little rap that I wrote in the playground that was really bad, of course. And it went on since then, Not even as a
that was on a little boombox type thing.
Literally a karaoke machine.
That's how I started out too.
Exactly. You feel me? Just it's like an energy you can sync and dub, and it's okay, we got takes.
Yeah. And
it was cool just to let me know, being able to compartmentalize how to produce for the most part. It's nothing. You got these ideas. Let's take it and bring it to reality.
Were you into anything else as a kid other than just the music type stuff?
Man, I spent a lot of time really just doing music. I was the first kid with Pro Tools in my hood. So it's everybody was just coming to me, they had to come to me to record.
Gotcha.
They didn't. It was before you could download off of YouTube, so I caught a little stride as far as this.
And a little money.
Yeah. It was funny. People text me. My dad was oh, if you're gonna be doing this, you're gonna have to cut me in. I'm yeah, cool.
You're using my house.
Exactly, it's cool. But I mean, it was good. It was funny. That was business. So it's always business, at the end of the day. But yeah, it was some good experience as far as transactions and seeing how artists could come to you and I like this beat, I don't like that beat. Could you make a beat like this? So it was good just building my craft.
So this is all during a teenager, right?
Yeah, pretty much my whole high school. I've been, just helping other people with their brand too, and my brand at the same time, going back to people needing each other and let's just get it together and produce it.
And what did you use to make beats?
A motif in Pro Tools. I would just track out each individual song. I mean track or stem, if you would say, and loop it, and then I'll play it, and I'll go back and arrange it later. But it was a funny experience now that I know how to do it better. So it's when I'm thinking about my younger self, it was I didn't know. It's funny, man.
No, I feel like that's all of us. You know, we always do the most difficult thing at first.
But it helps,
and then we
though.
learn shortcuts to get...
Exactly.
Yeah.
It helps, though. It built character. It helped me learn, like, the basics before I knew the vocabulary, you know? So it's like, all right, I know what could be done. And then you get to learning the vocabulary, like, as far as the language of your medium or your field, whatever industry you're in. So where you can talk to somebody that's in that same industry without even saying normal stuff that humans.
I know people come by and they're like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Like literally, I would just hit somebody and they exactly EQs, and I hit somebody in the DM like, "Yo, your color grading is dope."
Okay, so music was going well, but what kind of made you want to put together your first event?
Honestly, it was just like I was like, we in that playlist era, so I was like, let's bring a playlist to life. Like I was like really big on like. All 2020, I want to just kind of listen to local music and people they don't need the support, but they're not with the machine and all of that. It's not like being advertised to me every time I go to Spotify or whatever, Apple, whatever you use. So I'm like, let me listen to these people I can actually access, go to their show, get their merch and see them out and about. Like, so that's where it started for me, really like just curating a vibe of personable interactions with the consumer and the artist.
Yeah, but you've done events before this upcoming one, right?
Yeah, we did it last year. This is the second
That's
one.
what I was about to say, because I remember last year you reached out to me.
Exactly.
And you throw in an event. But when was your first event? What was that?
That was Holy Day, which is like going to come by the time comes out of the past, but it'll be on Halloween 2020. And you could go to Holy Day Fest Instagram and you could tap back in and see what it is. We'll have some follow-up events as far as like where you could tap in with the artists that have been on there. So it'll be a continuous thing besides a one event. But it's just mostly like an event. It's a playlist, just a curated playlist of nice people that got a gift out here in the area of Cleveland, greater part of Ohio, Northeast Ohio.
Okay.
That's really cool.
So I want to make sure our audience picture it. So say I bought a ticket to Holiday 2019.
You should.
I should.
You should.
That's a fact. I bought a ticket. I get there as a customer.
Correct.
What am I seeing?
Some of the hottest talent, lightweight in the world, high key for real. Like these people that's coming, they take the craft, whatever they're doing, very serious. It's not just about a look.
So you booking people off talent, not clout, just talent.
Just straight off energy. It's not really about who got the hottest song. And these people, it's like we underground.
Pure talent.
I like the underground vibe. Like it's almost like the backpack vibe, but it's like the backpack meet the internet. It's a clash. Of like, I'm from the 2010 era, you know. So it's like a clash of all of that, you know. Got some little young ragers, you know.
So what was kind of your strategy to like book these people? You know, did you reach out to them and they reach out to you, or vice versa?
A lot of people from last year, we did shows, like a lot of them we done shows together, like Tribe Untitled. You guys should check them out. Malik X, those are the headliners. We did shows together, plenty of situations. Like I said, we just run into them because who are the hot guys out here? Who are the nice rappers? Who got a nice brand? Who's getting nice press? And I see these guys everywhere I go. So I'm like, all right, let's do work. So usually if I go to a show, I'm like, I like you guys. I listen to their music literally. And I'm like, come on, let's do something together. Yeah. And usually, you know, because of my pedigree and our tenure with each other, like they see me perform or they see me supporting another artist. They don't really feel like I'm trying to take from them like on some like a big brother. So like I just come through and like, yo, let's work together as partners. It's a cross-marketing event. I really try not to talk about money with the artist because I want them to be in artist mode and, you know. Yeah. You know.
So it seems like...
they getting paid, though.
You know. So it seems like you were seeing these great acts as you were doing these shows and maybe unconsciously, or maybe you did know, like, man, these shows need to be a little bit better. If I was the person in charge, I would do X, Y, Z to make sure we had the best show possible. Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, just especially coming up in that era, like, you know, back in the day, R.I.P. to Peabody's, you know, Grog Shop, that's on the brink of not being a thing.
Legendary.
You know, and there's been some very nice shows there, showcases, but they've been mostly showcases where a producer of events would be like, It's about the money.
Yeah.
First, like, pay me for these amount of tickets and rah, rah, rah. And, you know, it's cool and all, but it's like, it's more about the artistry, you know, for where we at in the Cleveland area, Lorain County, Summit County, Cuyahoga County. We need some more camaraderie to put each other on before we want to say, let's take from each other, like, or you owe me this. I can understand the service, but, like, literally just to, like, cross-market. That's why it's cross-marketing.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge problem in this area. I mean, people think it's about money, right? You know, it doesn't... And me personally, I know it was the same way. You gotta... It's not about the money. It's about, you know, what are we creating? You know, if you go into something like, oh, my God, I want to make... You know, if you went into a holy day, right? I almost say holiday.
It's a play off a holiday.
That's why, yeah,
it's a holiday. It's a holy day, which is a holiday for real artists.
Yeah.
It's a holiday for real artists.
Right, but I'm sure you didn't go into planning this thing and be like, hey, how much money can I milk out of people?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, it's about, oh, let me do something different. Let me start a place where people that I think are talented people, you know, can perform and can bring their audience and they can just have a good time.
Exactly, because that's important. Like, to show, even if it's a little kid in the crowd and they be like, they want to make music or they got little beats and they got an MPC and they came to see an artist that's like a little more in their journey. That's inspiring, and it's not always that a kid can go see a Drake or a Kendrick or a Uzi.
Tickets
so
are
it's
crazy.
like, let's give it to them right here. Like, the essence of, like, hip-hop, fashion, all of that. Let's make it cool to be in the moment, present where you are. You know, it's cool. The internet's cool. You can, like, vicariously live through people, learn a lot about other people's communities, region-wise. You could be like, oh, they talk like that, and you can learn different slang like that. It's cool. But, like, back in the day, you really had to either, one, travel there, or two, like, have a cousin that was from New York to be like, oh, that's what y'all doing over there. Or it's like C106 and be like, it's like, so they taking away the experience of, like, being present, even in your surroundings, like, to be like, oh, Bone is from here, what's that about? Like, you know, Cuddy is from here, what's that about? Like, what's, you know, like, Motown. It's
yeah,
like,
I mean...
It's a brand.
Yeah.
We got a brand. Even if people don't know it, Cleveland, we got a sound, too. People don't know about, so.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, though, like, originally what you're saying is, like, there's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so much, you know, clouds, and it's hard for artists that are talented to get through that when there's so many damn rappers and super saturated.
Yeah, it's good and bad, definitely. Like,
everything has its ups and downs.
Just like we were saying, like, earlier, it wasn't as accessible to just, like, I know some people that's, like, an engineer, and people will send me a reference song, and I'm like, yeah, I just recorded that on my phone. I'm like, that's cool. And I mean, I know some bands like the Gorillaz that have recorded songs on their phones and get really good recognition off of making a song off an iPad, like the producer Alchemist. He's made plenty of beats off an iPad. There's people out here that work with it's not about the tools, but some people get the tools and they just, you know, you might drill a little, you know. It's just not worth it. That's what I think is oversaturating, the accessibility to the tools, not the fact that people have the gift or talent to think they want to do it, because it's for some people to fail. But, like, the fact that a lot of people got the chance to fail make it oversaturated for real.
Yeah, but I guess it makes it hard, though, for people to take you seriously.
Exactly.
You know, which is good and bad. So it's like, okay, look, if you're talented, no matter what, if someone's talented, they'll get through it.
Yeah.
You know, if they're talented, they're driven, and they're going to do whatever it takes, they're going to get through the dust and everything, no matter what. Like, whether you're making beats on an iPad, maybe he's going to be the best fucking person that's going to make a beat on an iPad.
Truly.
You know, someone has to be that person.
No, yeah, that's the goal, for real, to inspire that person.
Yeah, and people fit into those categories. But it just sucks that, like, you know, there's some people that, like, they come in at the right time, right point, and they might not be as talented, but somehow they just get through it, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, it's enough for everybody out here.
It really
is. And then the mechanics behind the algorithms and all of that, that's just a part of the game nowadays. So, I mean, it comes with it. It sucks, but I think that real art is always going to be real art, you know? Like,
no matter what.
Yeah, like, if you dope, you should be able to come through and get like 50 people to come see what you got going on, whether you're a painter, you got a movie you just did, you should be able to have support just because you reaching from your community and that's your inspiration. And it sucks sometimes to not get the clear clear involvement from your community as far as push and be like, you got this. But sometimes it's dope to show people this is where I'm from. And then people be like, damn, that's the person that showed everybody else.
Yeah. And it's about longevity too, like, who's temporary, whose art's gonna last forever.
Yeah. Ultimately it's very competitive, yeah. Honestly.
So what were kind of the struggles going into Holiday Fest, dealing with all this COVID stuff and trying to find a place to host it?
Mostly just trying to keep the talent safe and also the people that are going to be in the crowd safe. Because it's an event that's all ages. So, I mean, if you like music, come through. And if not, come through next year. If you don't come through this year. But it's just a festival that's just for all ages. And good music. So it wasn't really any struggles as far as COVID this year because the restrictions have been uplifted a little bit. I was kind of scared because today,
the purple stuff.
Exactly. So, but it's cool. I just, COVID, just trying to stay safe, social distance, and also just like be mindful. There's other people out here that are really scared of it, so you got to make sure you're just doing your part for your neighbor,
Yeah, well, I mean, so the venue is the same venue you used last year?
No, it's actually, last year it was in Cleveland, and where was it last year? Lee? It was in the Heights, in Cleveland Heights.
Okay.
So this year is in Lorraine, which is my hometown, and I just wanted to come home because a lot of people were like, oh, it's nothing to do. Where you from? You know how people do. When, homebodies, they be like, it's played out. So I'm like, let's just try to revitalize the scene. And then for the people that never had a scene, let's give them one.
Yeah.
So, just a safe space for everybody to come.
It's good because you don't hear that much stuff going on in Lorraine.
Not at all. I literally am the first person to be from Lorraine and throw a music festival. They got Rover Fest and stuff like that, like outsiders to come in and
Yeah.
But I'm the first one and to be from Lorraine and throw a festival. Yeah. It's a good feeling to be I'm not inspiring to people, but see something, a need and a desire, because I'm just tired of people saying what they want and it's in front of them. So we just gotta keep beating it into them because it's gonna be possible to I'm gonna finally just come out because people are just dusty.
Yes. So it sounds like it's super important to you to kind of give back to where you're from, in the place that raised you.
Exactly. They call it's Lorraine, but we call it slow rain. It could be funny slow money. There's a lot of money out there, a lot of opportunities as far as people to invest, but the mindset of the people in my community, which was what we're trying to do. We were trying to wake them up, give them a chance to breathe and have a chance to experience life. It ain't always about work and...
Yeah, I got a few buddies that are from Lorraine.
There's no art area or place for artists to be safe without it being about money or monetary value. It's what can I get from my art when you could have been just doing art since you was in second grade. It's not always about the money. I hate to always bring it back, but that's why it's a holiday.
I'm totally about
Holy day.
Yeah.
It's holiday. It's a safe space.
I'm totally about the concept of if you're chasing it for the money, probably isn't right.
No, not at all. Because everybody get money. What's that?
Look, you can get... Well, that's the thing is all right, if you want to be the best rapper alive and off the rip, you just think about money, it's going to hold you back.
It's a crutch.
Because look, if your focus is on becoming better at rapping, then the money will come. It's it's a circle.
Not even to cut you off, but it's just never could you just do it for the money, because any good business take 36 months to make money, and we're talking about an oversaturated
market. But people
market.
Can't wait, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's
so
sad.
And 9 times out of 10, you don't really got the proper representation to be you can get your little hit off. A lot of people, but it's even the labels, they own all of the distribution for the streaming services. So it's you got to take it back to MC Hammer days out of the trunk. You gotta take it back to like Percy Miller, like No Limit days when they was like just if the market. That's why people drop short songs, you know, since the market is so saturated. But if you could just figure out a way to get straight to the consumer, you'll be all right as an independent act in any medium. You just got to figure out a way, whether it be a mailing list or some type of way where you could
create your brand.
Exactly.
You know?
So, go ahead. Yeah, but this is the following. Make it brief. Once it's in reality, you got to feed it. It's like a kid. Once you got a brand, got to nourish it. You know.
It is tough. It's a lot of work.
It is. It's a baby for real.
Literally is. Yeah, you gotta make sure you're posting at the right times for people to see you. You
Right.
gotta,
These days,
you gotta be creating. They're like, oh, I want more content. You gotta feed them more, and you're like, oh man, I'm
it's a
tired.
machine. It's a
It really is
machine.
like
It's a machine, man.
it is.
Yeah, we are.
It's crazy that people got away with doing less stuff in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like artists and everything, they would have to do less because people weren't demanding as much.
It had more.
But
of a
now
allure.
it's like, you are eating content up like a motherfucker. You know, it's like crazy.
Yeah, man. It's good and it's bad. Like if you could find like you know, got your artists that you fuck with, and so it's cool that it's a lot, but it's like it's harder to find what you like because it's like, dang, I really want this dope like MF Doom new single, but it's like the new Big Sean or it's like the new Lil Wayne featuring Lil Durk. I'm like, I fuck with him, but like I'm more of a like boom bap hip hop kind of guy, you know.
I think they got away with less. I think quality play a part into it.
Yeah.
Because obviously we see those different people. I'm not even saying the biggest people in hip hop right now or whatever genre. They can chill for 2 years. You know, like they might post one picture a month and they album don't come out for 2 years, but they got quality, and people are anticipating that project, whether it's 2 years, whether it's 3 years. Like even when we look at Bryson just came back from 4 or 5 years to drop. Like that's crazy to some people when you line it up with some people.
Wait, just to drop the deluxe album, right?
Yeah, like 4 years gone. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't on the internet like every day or some type of drama or
No, he
whatever.
got a certain allure.
Well, some people just have. You're right. Some people have the quality. You know, like Frank Ocean's able to go into hiding, and then pop out every so often with a hit.
I love it. That's true celebrity status.
That's true talented artist status. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes, you know, less is more.
Exactly.
Facts.
If right, if like, you know, you see that even with The Weeknd.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he drops a steady album probably every year, every other year.
Got that
But
coat.
but he's not in your face every day. You know, he's not like I know you like 6ix9ine, but 6ix9ine has to be outlandish in your face every day for people to
Or it
even
doesn't
talk
work.
about
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't work any
It's
other
a
way.
fact. It's
You know?
facts.
Yeah, the music wouldn't even be the same.
No, I mean, if you release an album like every once in a while and didn't post on IG,
Nah,
he would be non-existent.
exactly.
To be honest.
That's just like, you know, I don't know. It's a give and take. It's like, dude, who has it harder? People, you know, this generation.
What you got to choose your brand. You know, are you going to
Exactly.
be the guy that is always out there talking shit in your face, or are you going to be the guy that's like, I want to be, you know, kind of a mystery.
Yeah.
You know?
A quality over quantity. But I mean, it's cool. Like the younger generation of acts and artists, they dope. I like a lot of them. You know, so it's cool to see them moving. I think I don't know if it's COVID that slowed them down, but a lot of them have seemed to be like more focusing on the brand. It's inspiring. And a lot of artists like this really made a lot of people become artists. Even some people that's not have ever tried an art craft, they are because of COVID, all of this downtime. So it's like, it's cool. And it's like, again, it's like oversaturated, but it's cool to see people. It's inspires like basketball, you know. Everybody can do everything. It's just like, you know, some people better.
Yeah, everyone can play.
Yeah.
You know, but only people are going to the league are going to be great.
You gotta be like,
Yeah, and I mean, I think in the past, the one person that kind of invented this whole thing of like, let's pump out, you know, music and let's just do it is Gucci Mane.
Yeah, I love Gucci. That's my.
You know, but Gucci was he was the first to kind of do that. He was like, fuck it, I'm dropping tape.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
And, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I was just agreeing with that.
Yeah, no, Gucci Mane, that's my favorite like rapper. You know, I'm not trying not to put labels on stuff, but like, yeah, he's like one of like top 3.
He's inspiring
rappers.
for real. Do you read his book?
No, I didn't.
I want to read his book.
I'm so.
It's on my list.
I'm torn about, I don't want to sound cliche, but like I just miss the old Gucci. But I like him, the progress. He's plant based.
I mean, he's super positive now.
He is dope. I like the. I don't.
Oh, Gucci's plant based.
I heard, the rumors. They throw that on everybody, but I believe he said he was.
I just find it so.
I've been like plant based for like 7 years now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think for him though, like because if you look at Gucci back in the day, and if he saw himself saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go plant based," positivity, he probably would laugh at himself.
Yeah, no.
But I love the new Gucci. I like both. Well, music wise, I mean, obviously old Gucci because he was living what he was talking about.
True.
It's hard to speak a positive mind and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go." You know what I'm saying?
Totally
he's trying to
right.
be. But I think now he understands that, and he's at least embodying it.
He's like a legacy act at this point. And it's dope. I like the transition because not too many people make it like that. So it's inspiring.
He got out, right?
True.
He got out and he said, "I'm done with this."
Yeah.
That's super. I think just by itself to see that transition.
Yeah.
Because Gucci Mane was the guy, smashing bottles on people's heads in the club. I remember when that happened.
As a kid, like in middle school, he was just like, I didn't even think he was real or like we were supposed to be like, I didn't know. I thought it was fake. And I'm like, is this a real rapper or is this like a fake rapper? Like, is this like a person that don't rap that just started rapping, that do gangster stuff? I was confused. Like, is this real life or is it like music?
Yeah, you ever watch Spring Breakers?
With him in it?
Yeah.
No, I ain't seen it. No, I've
you
seen
didn't watch Spring Breakers?
I'm not like, I be in the cut but I've seen like bits and pieces of it, like the trailer, of course, and stuff like that. But I heard he was funny. He was a killer, right?
He was like the gangbanger. It was so funny.
I would like to watch. I'll watch it.
James Franco's in there too.
I love James Franco. I love James Franco. It's one of my favorite
But I cannot believe you haven't seen Spring Breakers.
Man, it's been a while. Like, I've been off the grid for a minute, like just trying to perfect my craft. Not even say a little bit, but like I live putting in man hours trying to master stuff. So I kind of fell off the grid for real, honestly.
I think Spring Breakers definitely was like a big movie, but I think it wasn't like. I think because it wasn't like a blockbuster, a lot of people didn't see it.
Well, because it was almost like it was almost a mix between like independent and mainstream.
I knew of it though, and it looked dope. Yeah. I love James Franco. I wanted to see it.
Well, that's like one of my favorite directors.
Mine too.
Yeah, and you gotta watch Beach Bum. It's also by the same director that did Spring Breakers.
Okay, I'm gonna go do that. I got some time coming next month. I'm gonna be catching up.
Yeah, no, it's dope.
For sure. I love James Franco. That's one of my favorite directors, too.
I think James Franco is crazy because he's done so many different types of roles.
Yeah.
But like, each one's like... obviously, he's not Leonardo DiCaprio, Where Leonardo DiCaprio does all these serious, like... Yeah. He's like angry and all this stuff. And then... But James Franco does all these dynamic roles where he's like a stoner. And then he's like... I don't even know what you call him in Spring Breakers, like riffraff. He
got like you said, dynamics and like that's dope. He's really an actor.
Dude, yeah. I love a movie I love? This Is the End.
This Is the End?
Yeah. You watch that?
I'm gonna say no, because I haven't watched movies for like 10 years. This Is the End with what was the premise?
It was everyone was themselves. Like all these big popular celebrities. And an apocalypse happened.
Oh yeah, I seen it one time.
Yeah, Michael Cera was snorting blow.
I seen it one time. I seen it in the movie theaters. That was hilarious.
That was a great concept.
It was kind of like, wow. It made me think that's real. That's not how they get down.
That's how Michael Cera snorting blow in the bathroom, like fucking this one chick. I was dying.
Yeah, I love movies like that, like where they play on the
Promise real life.
Yeah, the lore of Hollywood. And it's like, but they be themselves. Or it's a couple movies like that, like Get Them to the Greek.
Oh, I love Get. That's like one of my favorite movies.
Facts was like one of my favorite movies.
Russell Brand, dude, exactly. Pet the Furry Wall. Dude, actually, those songs, I was obsessed with that whole album.
I listen to it.
Yeah, I have it still on my phone.
Exactly. I go into it.
Slept on Infant Sorrow, I think it's the band.
Yeah, and it's like a real band.
And it actually is good music.
Exactly. I fuck with Infant Sorrow. I love metal. That's like my little sleeper, like sneaker, like.
No one's even hip though, I
love metal. Like Death Grips, that's my shit. Y'all should check them out. Death Grips, they a dope band.
Yeah.
I gotta listen.
No, so more about you. You know, you're really into kind of bringing the community together, especially through music. You know, where did that come from? Was that always?
I mean, it's just entertainment in general. Like you see, like Motown stuff. You see, like Little Richer. You see all of them people like getting people out for music back in the day when there was no cell phones, there was no CDs. It was like they on the radio waiting for the song to come on. When I was a little kid, I'm all over the place. I asked my grandma, I'm like, when did the world turn from black and white to color? Because I was just so fascinated with the old times that I would just be like, they had so much fun. It looked like a different world.
Wow. Imagine that day where it's like the first day you saw color TV.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I didn't know, and I was like literally thinking, like even the color TV. I thought that was how real life was. Like I thought it was only black and white, like the color grade. And I was like, damn. So I asked them that, and it's just like I said that to say this is just. So I was just more so as far as asphyxiated with like that culture, as far as it being the old times, the 1920s, it being black and white. So I just was like, it was a different time than what it was when I was born in the 90s. It's like a little more fast paced. And for people to get people out with just music, and it was inspiring to me. So that's what it really did. And in church, you know, that inspired me. People coming to church on Sunday, even though they say it's not about the music, but it's about the music. So I can see that when people's like soul is fed, entertained, they listen a lot more. So you might be able to help them out, have a sad day. You know how it is. Music is therapy. So that's pretty much what it is for just therapy, trying to revitalize the community, but like through entertainment. So that's pretty much
So what are some
inspires
like
me.
so what are some like ideas though you wanna implement maybe in the future, or you know, to bring Lorraine community, even young kids, and get them into music and stuff like that?
We're working on a couple of things. Some associates of mine, like I'm like the organizer of this nonprofit called the Grind League, and you know, we're reaching out to like do like a talent show, citywide field day, stuff like that. Like, you know, so it's always just something for the youth to be accessible to people that are in that industry, whether it be somebody that have a studio, you can have a talent show and be like, you know, hey, come, here's this much block hours, or just sometimes I blow down on a little kid. I'm like, you ever thought about acting? You ever just to even put that in their mind, just to for them to be in a safe space, to be around people that have those ideas. So that's pretty much where it starts, just like formulating the idea and possibilities. Like, yeah, you could do a movie, or yeah, you could be in a movie, or you could be a model, or you could play basketball. But if they don't have somebody that to tell them those things, you know,
Yeah.
we miss an opportunity.
Was that important to you as a kid? Like for you, did that influence you?
Yeah, no, I feel like we need more. You know, I
Okay,
feel
so
like
there was no spot where
nah,
you could
not even was there no spot. It was just I grew up in a generation like where, you know, our
go
TVs,
outside.
you go outside, but our dads was all at work, and then a lot of the things and lessons I learned from people were like dads from TV, you know. So it's good to really get into kids and like not let the internet or television, you know, get to know a kid for real.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine being a kid right now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, being a kid right now, you go to school, everything's on this. You know, you're judged by your likes, right? You know, you're judged by all this type of stuff.
Engagement and stuff like
Engagement. Imagine, like, we're doing it now for our brands, you know?
Yeah.
But as a kid, they don't even understand it. They're like, oh my God, why does Jimmy get 50 likes? He gets all all the girls
shows,
like his
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, seems like he's so cool, and I only got like 5 likes.
Yeah, man. It sucks because it was like that back in the day, but it's like
But not as
it's all
ramped
wax.
up.
Yeah, it's all wax. It's like a video game board. It's like, look, this is how everybody is ranked.
Ranking. It's all about numbers, man. It's all about these rankings.
Girls used to do that back in the day, though. They used to rank the
Well, I feel
boys.
like back in the day, you had to deal with your school, and if you played a sport, it was only like that's the only time you're gonna see them. So like, say you go to school and you got the dusty pair of shoes or whatever, or something. Yeah, you might get flamed, 15 people. They might, that's Jimmy with the dirty shoes. But now it's like, boom, you in 4th grade somebody got their iPhone, they take that picture, and all the little elementary schools see it, and they just grilling you in the comments, and you can't do nothing about it, which is way different. That's way different.
It's worse. Even if you was to block them, it's still
you could block them, but
right,
reality.
Yeah, man. But hopefully, anybody that's like going through that, I don't like to be like talking about like bully or trying to be spokesman for stuff. But if you're going through that or somebody is bullying you, just tell somebody. Or if your kid is bullying somebody, hopefully you will see the signs.
I mean, I think it starts with, specifically with social media. I think it starts with parents. Parents like just saying, "Here, take this iPhone. You're in elementary school, and they're on all this stuff." And see, I mean, and it's crazy, but like. Your kid shouldn't be on that when because when they're developing, you need to be out playing or whatever.
It's quite too fast, in my opinion. If it was like any say, like if I had any say, like I've seen, like you said, kids go through it, just learn a lot of things from like YouTube reaction videos and stuff like that. Like phrases that they shouldn't be saying. So it's just a little bit more accessible to grow up fast, like you were saying, and be more a target for ridicule.
Right, yeah. So these kids are dealing with all these problems with the social media and stuff, and kind of skewing how they see the world, especially at a young age. But that's where I think creativeness can come in and kind of push that out of the way. Giving a spot where someone can go and, instead of scrolling through Twitter for hours at end or Instagram, they can go ahead and create stuff.
Yeah, I agree. It probably makes for not even to make it bad, it makes for some good artists to be a recluse sometimes.
No, yeah, that's facts. But I'm saying, like, just giving these kids have so much stuff going on.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, that's what it is. Like, so that's what I was just talking to some friends of mine. It's like, back in our day, we might, every dog has his day type of situation. I might have got beat at kickball or dodgeball today, but all right, cool. I'm about to go home. I make music. This is my domain. Mm-hmm. I'm good at this more than y'all good at that.
Right.
So like you said, it's a good space for that. But now, I think, like you said, people don't really care about creatives like how they used to. It's like the school system, even people's parents don't really. It's always like it's a 1 in a million chance. Oh, you'll never do that. Like, it's people doing so much stuff off of creativeness. Like, we couldn't do anything without people having ideas.
Yeah, and I think, look. So when you take art class, it's not the art that the youth kind of wants. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't know about you guys, but in my art class, we didn't take photos, we didn't do videos, we didn't do graphic design. Mm-mm. We drew a little bit. 3D stuff. We draw. Put the dot in the middle. Connect other things. But like, I think kids want to be hands-on. Kids want to, do stuff that will actually, kind of help them.
I agree.
In this world where they see all these pictures, they see all these videographers, they see all these rappers and doing stuff.
Making it accessible. Like, you could be like, and you see around somebody that does filmography, and you're a little kid, you can really go up to them and be like, hey, what you doing? So that's the goal, like, just to be more so tapping into the pure essence of like an idea and like putting a seed and letting it grow. So it's definitely imperative that we push creativeness, because the school is not going to do it, and some people, like I said, parents not going to do it. They're going to shut them down. Community going to shut you down. Like, if you just want to do something, sometimes you just got to look at yourself and be like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, because it's sad, because like, I know, my high school never offered classes like that.
They won't, for real.
Some do. I've seen like more like, the like Westlake, the Avon Lakes, those places that have money, they can offer like all those type of classes for kids to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But some places like Eastlake I went to, they didn't have that.
It's always some type of system or construct keeping certain people from reaching I don't want to say full potential, but it's like you can't really focus on what's in front of you. You kind of got like an anxiousness to you, because you're always thinking about, what am I doing later? You never get to really be you now. So it's hard for real as a creative when you don't come from a more well-off environment to like really, because it's expensive. Art is a luxury. Like, back in the day, like
every art's expensive.
Exactly. It's every medium: paint, pencils, lenses,
Fuck yeah, video shit.
interfaces,
computers, good software.
Yeah. God. So that's the part I think that scare more people, like parents, is like the investment for a real true artist to support a kid. Like my son, if he came to me and he wanted to be a drummer, it's like, one, it's gonna be loud. It's like you always think about how it's gonna affect you as a parent. You don't really think like, what if he's a good drummer?
What if he becomes the best drummer?
You feel me? So it's like that's not, so mostly it's like for my community, I'm like, let's just give him a chance to try some stuff without being like, what's the repercussions? Being it like, how much money did I spend on this event? How much did I get back? Like, so it's just more so like giving them the chance to be like safe to create. It's really important for our earth, for real. Because it's going to get a point where it's like no jobs and robots and all that corny shit. So people going to have
Can't fake art.
Yeah, you can't fake that. So this going to be our bag for real as humans.
It always has been, though. Yeah, it's true. Always throughout, if you look at history, throughout every hardship, throughout every, downtime in human history, art kept everyone together. Art got people through things. That's what I'm excited about this. I think a lot of things are going to emerge from coronavirus and all this time that people are spent, in the house and, going, a lot of people are going through some different stuff and all that type of stuff. Yeah. I think real art's going to emerge after this. A lot of artists maybe just started out. Almost like a Renaissance type thing.
It is going to be like that. I would agree. Because that's what it is. All of that pressure we going through this year is going to burst.
Because it just shows you that, this isn't, the coronavirus isn't as major as we thought. Yeah. But, at least in my opinion, I guess. But, some people might say differ. But it prepares us to know that something else comes along, we can get taken out like that. So I think that makes people think a little bit more, and it makes you cherish the time you got a little bit more.
Surely.
And the times we've had, now we take for granted that packed concert we've been to, or, that bar that we got to actually stay out till 2 a.m., you know what I'm saying? We take those for granted, and this kind of showed us.
We did. It's like, it was cool. The internet is cool, and engaging online is cool, but I would definitely rather be listening to the products of people's material that they give to me from the internet in real life. So it's like, you hear a song that would make you think of oh, this is Miami vibe, but then you can't go to a party. It's like you just chilling with all your bros, and it's like, there's no... So it's hard to really experience art for real. So I think a lot of people sitting on some good art, and they just really in a hyperbolic time chamber, just really I can't wait to go. So like you said, it's going to be a good time in the future. A lot of people, a lot of beginners too. I've been running across a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, people are just starting out, maybe taking up a new craft.
Exactly. Some people really good, whether it be upcycling, clothes, or artistry, back on just being a rapper, It's a lot of people that's really, really taking it serious because, like you said, they don't got no time to play time is showing us,
Yeah.
Crazy for real. Honestly, been a crazy year.
It really has been. And I know you're a parent. How do you kind of balance all of the stuff you do and be a parent?
I really just keep my son with me, honestly. I like for him to just be around my family and friends in the industry. So if I'm working in the studio, he's there. While I'm running a session, it could be 10 people in the studio. But he's there, everybody talking to him. So it's dope.
Does he love it? Does he like to be in the environment?
Yeah, he does. He very just comfortable, honestly, talking to everybody, shaking everybody's hand. And
how old is he?
3, he just turned 3. His name is Mars. That's my guy. I love you, son. And but that's my man. He's really talented in his own right. A talented young sir. I'm lucky to have him for real. He's an artist. He draws. He likes to sing. He's recorded some songs. So
okay, so you're raising a young little talented kid.
Yeah, just trying to make him versatile. Let him know we talking about for the community. So I'm practicing on him, just being accessible.
That's great. Fun. That's great because you probably let him just do his own thing, but then push art and let him express himself through whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. It's dope. It's just a guy. I'm just this guy. I don't force him to do anything, but
just let him kind of.
And he just gravitates to it. Our family is kind of I want to say musically gifted, but it's just a lot of music. My mom can sing. His mom can sing. we just grew up in a real musical household, even like separate, like both families that are involved. So he's usually around somebody that's like thinking or doing some music, yeah. And
That's awesome.
his mom is like a metalsmith, and like she makes like fine jewelry, so he gets to be around people that do that.
Create.
So,
It just sounds like he's around. I'm excited to see what he ends
dope.
up.
Yeah, go follow him, March 5 Price-Smith on Instagram. He's a funny kid. He's dope. Soccer, like a little kid playing soccer, running around in class, not listening. It's hilarious, and that's just what it is. Like I really focus on him, not even to be on a tangent. Like I really just take time to focus on him, and I usually just stay up later, wake up early to do my art. You know.
Yeah,
or
that's amazing.
He's around. You know. He's funny.
That's great.
He's dope. That's my man.
Sweet. Yeah. Well, you got anything else to add?
I mean, sounds like kid is getting a great experience in life. It's not that many kids that can say they're around that many artistic vibes. It's usually you usually lucky enough to get one personally.
You got a point, man. But yeah, man, it's important. It's important just because I think it's fair, like, to give a lot of people opportunity to not be like, you got to go work a 9 to 5 to sustain as a human being. It's people that got vending machines that's doing their thing. It's people that have nonprofits that's doing their things. It's people that's plumbers that's doing their thing. Like, whatever you want to do, you know.
So many options.
Exactly. So, like, you know, let's talk about, like, I like to think about problems with, like, solution-based answers, you know. So, we give them our community, our family, opportunities to thrive more than less. Somebody got to do something.
Facts. We were talking today about TV mounters.
Yeah.
How that's a hustle.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I never thought about that before. I was like, oh, you know, people just mount their own TVs or.
Yeah, no, it's all. So I love service. I saw servitude is like one of the best business modes to build around. To be in service to people, you know, you see a need, you feel it. That's the goal as like a producer. It's like they need that. Like you see some people don't have.
Someone's doing everything you could think of. You know, someone's job is to do that. Someone's job is to do pretty much everything. You know, someone designs this.
Engineering life.
Someone designed. Someone.
Yeah, just life
really
engineers.
designed this.
Just life engineers for all of this stuff is from somebody's brain.
mind. Yeah. Somebody thought of it.
Yeah, literally.
Amazing. Well, this has been a great episode.
Yeah, man.
I'm really. Yeah, thanks for being on.
For sure, man.
Some very great thoughts.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do it again. It was fun, and I don't know if you guys will be able to come to Holy Day, but if not, I got some tickets for y'all. Y'all can come through. That'd be dope.
I'll be out of town, but
you did say that. Matter of fact, that's why we tried to do it this day. All right, but we'll be doing some other things. So
no, yeah, we'll definitely link up because I know you said you still want to start that cooking show. I'm all about the cooking show.
It's gonna be dope. I don't want to give too much stuff, but it's something in the works. And, very soon. No, it's like we can keep it rolling, but like it's something. I just hate when you do something. You say, I'm doing something that you might pause for a little bit. Be like, hey, why you ain't doing that? So people like start hating on you. Be like,
you have to make it manifesto. I don't know if I say it, then that means I have to do it.
Yeah, that too. But like
that's how I am because I won't do something unless I say it.
Yeah, it's like that's why I like to try to not say too many things. Cause it's like I don't want to be like I'm not doing it, and I really want to do it. But like for the most part, like so many things that's revolving around my actual life, whether it be like plant-based diet. Raising my son and like fashion, like merchandising. It's all gonna be some people that like see me do.
Yeah.
Not even to be like, look at me. It's just like this is how I just showcase all of y'all. It's really like an artist. I get inspired by several artists. Different fields and mediums, so I just try to do them all. Regular people, not even like famous people. It's not even about that. Like a lot of people don't like to support people that's like they can reach out to. Like I talk to the mayor of my city. Like if I need something done, people be worried about the president. Like you worried about the president, you never want to even talk to him. You can literally go talk to the mayor.
Yeah,
so, like,
locals.
You got to compartmentalize. Key. Yeah, you just got to compartmentalize where you are now in your artistry, and you probably will start to make money.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, that's a great note to end it. You want to give the audience where they can find you at?
Oh yeah, Darius Price-Smith. That's everywhere, on Facebook, Instagram. You know, got music on Spotify. Pardon me, everywhere. All the DSPs actually. You know, new music on the way.
Yeah, great. Check him out. Amazing person.
Thank
Great
you. I
convo.
appreciate it. Likewise, it's finally good to meet you, man.
Yeah, finally. After it's been a year, I think.
Yeah,
Since you
that's
first
on COVID though. That's not on us. Blame it on COVID.
Thanks.
It's almost over though. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for listening and watching. It's your boy Chef T.
I'm with the Spacekid.
Oh, it's my turn. Darius Price-Smith. You got it.
Classic.
Yep. See you next week, y'all. Keep it real. Thank you all for listening and joining us on another episode of the Stirfry. All the music was created by Steve Ozell. Check him out on all streaming services at Stevo Music, spelled ST3V30 Music. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. I'd greatly appreciate it. And see you next Tuesday when we talk with TC Travolta. It was great to have him on the show again. We talked about giving back to the community and his new album. It was sweet, so you won't want to miss it. See you next week, y'all.